Hi, Chuck Huber here for the Stata YouTube channel. I'd like to continue our series on the treatment effects features in Stata. This time we'll be talking about the inverse probability weights regression adjustment estimator. Let's open some example data by clicking File at the top left and select Example Datasets. Then we're going to click Stata 13 Manual Datasets. Then I'm going to scroll down and select Treatment Effects Reference Manual. And then I'm going to select Cataneo 2 under TFX ipwra. Let's open this from across the web by clicking Use, and then close this window. This is the same example data set we've been using for our other videos. Just to review, we're interested in the effect of mother's smoking status during pregnancy on the birth weight of her newborn infant. So we can find the treatment effects dialog boxes by going to Statistics and selecting Treatment Effects. And ipwra is one of the so-called doubly robust estimators. We're going to go under doubly robust estimators and select Regression Adjustment and IPW. And in the dialog box, the first tab on the left is the Model tab. Here, if we wanted to, for some reason, we could change the estimator if we want. Obviously, we're just going to leave ipwra selected. And then the first thing we need to select is the outcome model. We're going to select the outcome dependent variable, which is birth weight. And then we're going to select the dependent variables for our outcome model. In this case, we're going to select whether the mother was married or not, the mother's age, whether this is her first baby or not, and whether the mother had prenatal care during the first trimester of the pregnancy. And as I've mentioned before, there's no reason that our outcome model has to be linear. If we had a binary outcome, we could use a logit probit or heteroscedastic probit outcome model. Or if we had count data, we could use a Poisson outcome model. Next, we need to select or specify our treatment model. Our treatment dependent variable is MB smoke for indicator for mother's smoking status during pregnancy. And then we can include covariates or independent variables for our treatment model. In this case, we're going to again include mother's marital status, mother's age, mother's education, which is right here, and whether or not this is her first baby or not. Note that the variables do not have to be the same in the outcome and treatment models. And again, our treatment model can be a logit probit or heteroscedastic probit model for treatment. Now, the reason that these are called, this model is called a doubly robust estimator, is because we have both an outcome model and a treatment model, and as long as one of those models is correctly specified in terms of the variables that are included in the model, then the parameter estimates will be consistent. That means they'll be asymptotically unbiased is another way of saying that. So only one of these two models must be correctly specified, and we'll be okay. They can't both be wrong, but as long as at least one of them is correctly specified, we have this. They'll be correct, and we have this doubly robust property. So looking at our other options here, we have the by-if-n tab, which allows us to run our command on a subset of our sample if we want. The weights tab allows us to include frequency weights or importance weights if we have them. The SE Robust tab allows us to select the method we use for calculating our standard errors. Robust is the default, but we could calculate bootstrap or jackknife standard errors. Under Reporting, there's a box here that says Display Auxiliary Equation Results. If we check that box, Stata will display our parameter estimates for our auxiliary equation, and we'll come back to that later. There are other things we can select under Maximization and Advanced, but we'll save that for another time. Now, the Stats tab is unique to the treatment effects estimators, and here we can select whether we want to estimate the potential outcome means, or we could estimate the treatment effect in the population, or we could choose to estimate the average treatment effect on the treated only. So let's begin by estimating our potential outcome means. I'm going to click Submit and move this dialog box off to the side here. And let's take a look at our command first. The command here is TFX ipwra, and then there are two sets of parentheses. The first set of parentheses contains the outcome model. The outcome variable is, of course, birth weight, and then we have our list of covariates that follow that variable. And in the second set of parentheses, we have the treatment variable or treatment model. The treatment variable itself is MB smoke, followed by a list of covariates for that model. And Then we have the option PO means that tells Stata that we're interested in the potential outcome means for each treatment group. In the output at the top, we can see that our estimator is IPW regression adjustment, and then we can see the form of our outcome model and our treatment model. We see that this model was fit using 4,642 observations. And then in our coefficients table, we see that the potential outcome mean, or the average birth weight of the infants among the mothers who smoked, was 3,170 grams rounded. And the potential outcome mean, or the average birth weight for the infants of mothers who chose not to smoke, is 3,403 grams, again rounded. Now, if we wanted to know the effect of smoking on birth weight, we could simply subtract those two numbers and that would give us that effect. But if we go back to our dialog box and select Estimate the Average Treatment Effect in the Population and click Submit, Stata will rerun our model, and this time it will estimate the potential outcome mean among the non-smokers and then the average treatment effect. So the output tells us then that the average birth weight for infants of mothers who chose to smoke is approximately 233 grams less than the average birth weight of mothers who chose to smoke. And if we wanted to do this estimation for the treated folks only, we could select this box, click Submit, and it would run that. Now, one other thing I want to show you here, let's go back to potential outcome means. If we click the Reporting tab and check the box next to Display Auxiliary Equation Results and click Submit, now Stata will report, let's scroll back up some. Stata is reporting the potential outcome means again at the top, but then we can also see the OME 0 is the outcome model for these are the parameter estimates for the outcome model for the untreated group. The next grouping, OME 1, are the parameter estimates for the outcome model for the treated group. And then at the very bottom, we have our treatment model, the parameter estimates for our treatment model, along with their standard errors and confidence intervals. Okay? So that's how we can fit inverse probability weights regression adjustment estimators using Stata. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for stopping by.